everyone, this is Jeff Cockrell, Dale Carnegie Master Trainer, Certified High Performance Coach, founder of Veteran Academy, where we help veterans break the code on success in the civilian world and then help equip them for that mission. I'm also the founder of Coaching Mastery Community, where we help coaches increase their impact by building coaching mastery and business mastery within a supportive community. Thank you so much for your time and attention over the last few days. This is day 17 of our, or at least the 60-day Dale Carnegie Challenge, where I've committed to show up every day for 60 days and talk about one of Dale Carnegie's principles from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, or from the book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, which is behind that one, by the way, and offer some insights, perspectives, maybe a little story about that. And anyway, so welcome to day 17. I'm excited about this one. I kind of struggled with this one, thinking, okay, where have I applied this recently? And ironically, it was yesterday afternoon. Got done teaching a full day of day one of the High Impact Presentations program. We're talking through day one and then kind of previewing what we're going to do with day two. And I'm just with the other trainer. He and I are talking through this. And he said, so you're going to do this one section. Don't tell this story. Now, it's not an offensive story. And I thought, okay, I like this story. I like telling this story. But I thought, well, let me see. Let me think about it. So as I've thought about it over the last day, what I've realized is he has a really good point of view on this, really good perspective. That, and he didn't say this, I just kind of reached this conclusion on my own. It's too long. It's too much about me. It may be too dated in some of the details that I share because there's stuff that doesn't really matter. And I don't know that it sets up what we're going to do next as effectively as it could. Because ultimately, if you think about it, every time if you're a trainer introducing a section, people kind of throw that away. But what we're really trying to do, we're trying to convince the audience or impress the audience that that this next piece is important to them. And so as I thought about this, I thought, okay, what's the purpose of this presentation? Is to convince them that what we're going to be talking about matters. And anything that doesn't add to that is a distraction. And there is so much in the presentation that he said, please don't deliver this, that is a distraction. I would not have come to that conclusion had I not made the decision to apply principle number 17, which is to try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. And often that's one of the ones that's most challenging because our own ego gets in the way. I mean, we're thinking, how can they not have my point of view? Because mine is right. I wouldn't believe something that's wrong. And yet when they offer that up, if we are really willing to try to see it honestly. Now, we may not always see it honestly. We may not. But the principle is not see it. It's to try honestly to see it. I mean, think about the difference it would make in marriages. When husbands were honestly trying to see things from their wife's perspective. When the emotion got out of the way. And I was really fortunate. I had my parents had a great marriage. If I should ever get married, that's what I want. There was no doubt my dad made the decisions, but he never made them in a vacuum. And most of the time they were in alignment, and the very few times they were not, he almost always decided to do what my mother wanted. And it worked. And so the few times that he didn't, she knew that it wasn't about ego. It was because he really felt it was best. And then she would work just as hard to see things from his point of view as well. So it was this, I just had an amazing example of this principle in action. And think about how much better the world would be if people just tried honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. We don't have to agree with it, but we try to see it and understand it. In fact, it's one of the principles from 7 Habits. Seek first to understand. That's really what this is about. It takes a lot of self-confidence on the part of a person and a willingness to set aside our own ego in order to see things from the other person's point of view. Which brings us to our 3 challenges today. Challenge number 1, check your ego. If we feel like we're being emotionally attacked, take a step back, take a breath and think, okay, is this about me? This is about the situation or is it about me as my ego? So that's one option. Second option, do what I did. When we get some pushback, take some time. Say, hey, let me think about this. And then intentionally think about it. Try to understand where that other person's coming from. And maybe come back to them the following day. Option 3, prepare for it. If we're going to be meeting with someone or going into some sort of meeting and we know we might get some pushback, really be thinking about, okay, what would they be thinking? I mean, what is their perspective? Why will this change be uncomfortable for them? Prepare for it, and sometimes that actually helps us change how we deliver that material. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. We do that, not only will we get greater cooperation, you will be able to knock them alive.